Hello and welcome back to Mars for the first ever nature figure review of the SH Figuarts Broly. And this just isn't any Broly, this is going to be the 40th anniversary reissue edition that won the vote from all of the fans across the world. We have Broly, and best of all, it is coming back with its original packaging, which is incredible, right? So nostalgic. And I do believe this figure came out back in 2015, 2014. This figure is nearly a decade, if not a decade old. So yes, we are long overdue for an updated figure. I personally think the reason why we haven't gotten an updated figure yet for Broly is because of the pricing. This figure, I was able to snag it for about $90 shipped, I believe. Under $100, if not right at $100. And a new updated Broly would probably cost us in today's market, I would say up to $150. Great way to release this Broly for fans who missed it nearly a decade ago, and to release it at a decent price as well. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and get this figure out of the packaging and see what all it comes with. Alright, with this Broly, you can see you're going to get a total of 3 separate faceplates. They all look pretty good, nice and detailed. We're going to be getting 3 effect pieces as well for his Easter Cannon effect blast. And then we're also going to have a total of 3 sets of hands. But that's not all. With this figure, because it's the 40th edition anniversary, you will be getting this stand as well. And now, apart from the stand, this 40th anniversary stand, we also have the stand that came with the original release, which is going to be for these effect piece here as well. And then that's going to be it when it comes for what all comes with the figure. I will say, not even the Broly action figure can be contained, because as you can see down here, I'm actually able to touch the figure. The plastic had already been busted, pretty much demonstrating Broly not being able to be caged by any plastic blister or container or packaging for that matter. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and start off with some size comparisons for the legendary Super Saiyan Broly. For our first size comparison, we have the SH Figuarts newly released Super Saiyan Goku as well as Gohan. Both look great, both sporting updated bodies, and you can tell Broly towers well over both of these figures. Up next, we have the Storm Arena Street Fighter Alpha Ken and Ryu. And then for our last size comparison, we have the Storm Arena Yujiro Hanma as well as Baki Hanma. Now, let's bring this figure in and have a closer look at the aesthetic. Alright, bringing this figure in, we can look at the aesthetic here. And I gotta say, it does look good. For me, what's sticking out the most with the sun and everything like that would be the blue jewels here. You can see at the boots, at the waist, here at the neck. The head sculpt looks good as well. I mean, everything looks pretty good. It's nice and shaded. This is pretty much the same exact figure that people got back in the day. And the quality is still the same as well. Maybe a slightly better. I do want to say also, back in the day, probably maybe, I don't know, like 2 or 3 years ago, I did end up buying one of the OGs from Malaysia. Bro, when I got the figure, it was so sticky and nasty. Like, I sold it. I was like, no. I wouldn't send it back, of course, because it's always in Malaysia and all that. But I did end up selling it, and it was just really not that great. So again, to see that we're getting this figure, and it's reissued, I don't have to worry about, like, the plastic and all that stuff. You know, even the back looks great. Everything looks and feels great. Again, there's the jewels here, so yeah, it's super nice, right? Let's look at some of the articulation here real quick. So, you know, all together, look at that. With all the jewels and everything. Looks sick, right? So awesome design. Do I think it should be updated? Ultimately, like, yes, we need an updated body. But for right now, it's still a great figure. And I honestly was going to not even review this figure. I was just going to sell it. But I changed my mind, and I'm glad I did, because for me, Broly, such a badass. My favorite villain, probably one of my favorite characters of all time. If they were going to update this figure at all, I think we should start here at the neck, because you see everything is coming from the one neck peg. So although it still looks great and stuff, but we could probably get more range, I feel like, if we were to. I mean, that's still good, right? So who knows if they're going to update that, but I feel like they will. But yeah, that's gonna be like aesthetic. It looks great aesthetically. No issues here all the way through. Again, the back looks great. Yeah, so I'm loving that. Let's go ahead and get into the articulation. So he can look, here, he can look up this much, which really isn't too much at all, is it? He can look down this much. Look side to side. And then for our arms, clearly he can do the T-pose, no problem. I mean, look at that wingspan there, that's crazy. You can rotate all the way around. I don't think you'll have an issue with the articulation for this figure at all. You can even cross here. Not crazy, not all the way, but for what you will need. Now when you do the curl, it kind of, like, let's see if I can get it for you. It moves and then it gets stuck and then you have to like lock it into place. So I think that's great, like if you want to do your lariat against anyone. There you go. For the torso area, he can lean back this much. I like the shading all throughout. He can lean forward this much. Not too crazy there. You can see the shading. That's just from his muscles and arms rubbing together. You know how it is. And then for the waist, it's just like one twisting piece here. Not much rocker. You can't really lean to side to side. It's just all locked in, being able to twist. So a full lean back is what you're gonna get. And then for a full tuck, there you go there. For the legs, you have all of this plastic in the way, right? But for the legs, you can get it up. I mean, really, it's pretty good. Nice range. And then double jointed knees, of course. We can try a split, but I don't know how far it's gonna go. Yeah, not too crazy. Maybe if this piece back here was on a hinge, we could do a little bit more, but that's about as good as it gets right here. And then I'm sure you can see we've got a little piece here, a little plastic chipped away or warped away, whichever. And then down at the feet, oh, you do have a leg swivel, so you can twist a little bit. And at the feet, they do extend out, and you also have your toe hinge as well. Now, before we move into the face plates, I do want to talk about this piece right here. I'm not a big fan of being able to see the joint there. That's just me. Comment below and let me know how do you feel about that. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and move into the face plates, pairs of hands, and effect piece. All right, first up we have our closed fist and then our neutral, stoic, stern expression for his face. Now let's go ahead and swap out the faceplate. To do so, you want to remove this hair piece here. All right, and then and hope that the figure stays up. It's a bit windy out here also, so keep that in mind. Okay, so once that's done, then we'll grab our next faceplate here. You can see him smirking, looking good. Remove it. And then insert. And be careful because with the spikes, they're very sharp. Very sharp. I'll place this back down. So there you go. That's going to be how you swap out the faceplates. Now let's go ahead and look at the last one. And then there is our last faceplate with him yelling. Now let's swap out the pairs of hands or sets of hands here. Hopefully it's going to be easy. Let's see. A little bit of a struggle so far. Got one. There's the other. He's a big boy. real beefy. Now I did not heat up any of the pegs, any of the hands, so hopefully this goes well. Oh shit. Alright. Alright, we got one on. Alright. Oh shit, guys. I think we might have got an issue there. Oh hell. Well, this helps. So you can actually remove this piece here. This is just the, you know how imports are. You can see though, I will say, there's the metal. They probably don't have that with the original. Okay. All right, and it's on there. So there's two. This is gonna be like our gripping hands. Gripping hands here. And then now let's take it off. So the quality is holding up, which I love to see. It would have been a real bummer had we just lost the peg for this awesome character, right? This is the journey we take outdoors. And it's getting colder outside too, so maybe heating these up before leaving might be the best idea. So, all right, well this one's not wanting to go in. Let's try the other one. You can even see like the indent on my finger there. Yeah, this is crazy. This is why, for me personally, I think when it comes to like swapping out hands and things like that, it should be an easy process all the way through. It's not even that cold outside, and that's an excuse I would give the figure. Sure, it is not ideal to be doing it outside, but come on, bro. It's 2025. We should be able to just be able to grab the figure, line it up, and have no issues. So let's try this again. Nothing. So I'll have to put these in some hot water, I guess, to loosen it up. But yeah, that's it for the pairs of hands and for the sets of hands and for the faceplates. Let's go ahead and go with the original set and see if we can even put these back on. All right, we'll just take it like that. We'll just take it on the chin on this one. Pretty wild how probably the longest segment of this video is going to be putting on the hands. So that's kind of the norm, though, I will say, with SH Figuarts. It's not nothing I'm unaware of. Okay. And then lastly, we've got 3 of these spike bombs here, which is going to be his Easter cannon effect. Nice and translucent, painted here in the front. It looks good. A bit spiky, hard plastic, so don't squeeze it too hard, it might hurt you. And then we also have the stands as well, which we'll just keep that in. Here's a stand again for you, 40th anniversary. And then you get this stand, which is used to hold up the effect pieces. All right, and that's going to pretty much cover it for this Broly. So with that out of the way, let's get into the final conclusion. I had to give it the old CPR, but we were able to get the hand on the peg there. And you can see it all comes together with the stand as well. In the end, I think this is a great release just because it was an awesome price you can get this figure at. Again, this figure is nearly a decade old, if not a decade old. So the aftermarket prices were crazy, like $150, $200, even $300 at some points. But to have it available for people nowadays, if you were quick enough and smart enough to get it on Premium Bandai, you were able to get this figure under $100. I've seen it on eBay for selling around $150 to $60, but hey, this is a great release, and I hope we do get an updated body in the future. It is a shame, though, when it comes to the pairs of hands that with the pegs, you have to either do CPR to warm it up with your mouth, and it just doesn't snap in all the time, always, with the first initial impression and hands-on experience, that I will say. Ultimately, great release. Glad we're able to bring you this review. First ever Broly Outdoors Nature review. Thank you all for watching. We have the Super Saiyan Goku review coming next week. But until then, we'll see you next time. Peace.